Welcome to Community Insight. I am your host, Reverend Dr. Rodney Cole. So good for y'all to be with us today. Of course, we always bring in new information, new guests on our broadcast to give you information. And today we have another fabulous person, Miss Amanda, here with us from the Martin-Pitt Partners for Children. And Miss Amanda, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you so much.
Now, Amanda, you are a person who have a lot of fire on you and things that you do. And
Lots of fun going on.
I hope that we could get it all through this broadcast. Pray the Lord if we can, but not. We're going to do a second one.
Okay.
And you guys do a whole lot of things in the community with the children, and I have to say I'm very honored to be a part of your guys' board and be able to see the development.
We're so thankful to have you.
You do. Could you explain exactly for those looking at this broadcast? They probably have saw the sign. They know some of the things you do, but you're going to say it today on the broadcast.
Absolutely.
Could you give us what exactly is the ministry that you guys run here?
Absolutely. So we are Martin-Pitt Partnership for Children. We are a nonprofit organization. We work with parents, families, and caregivers of children birth through 5. Our mission is to make meaningful and measurable investments in young children to enable them to reach their fullest potential. So that's sort of just a fancy way of saying we want to make sure that every child in our community has the opportunities and the capability to arrive for kindergarten ready for a life of success. You know, our vision is a bright future for every child in our community. So our goals are really to make those investments and provide programs for families to help with quality early childhood educational experiences. 90% of a child's brain develops before they reach kindergarten. So that's always something that we like to try to impress upon people, that it's sort of used to be thought of as, you know, learning really starts, the important parts at least, once you reach kindergarten. You know, before that, just playing, and really it's when kindergarten hits, it's hitting the road running. But so much of the important brain development happens before that time, and it really is the building blocks that determine the success or, unfortunately, failure of our communities and our children much later in life. So our goal is really just to sort of meet families where they're at and work with childcare providers and families and caregivers and other community organizations, and really just work to make sure that we are investing in our littlest minds in our community.
Well, I'm going to say, by seeing what you guys do there, I know anybody ever take a time to look that you have like a library of resources.
We do.
And with daycares, I know that there's some people have daycares at their homes, which private daycares basically are a daycare, but you have so many tools for them where they can get in like a library, they can borrow this stuff and bring it back. Could you explain just a little bit about that?
Sure. So one of the sort of, I guess, most popular programs that we have that the majority of people just don't really know about is our resource room and lending library. Anyone who is a caregiver of a child birth through 5 can come and get a free parent membership. We have books, toys, games, puzzles, dress-up clothes, puppets, all these different fun and developmentally appropriate activities that you can come, just like you said, like a library, and you can borrow 5 items for 3 weeks at a time, totally free. We sanitize everything, so you can come and with your kids pick it out, bring it home, wait for them to get bored with it after 3 weeks, bring it back, get some new stuff, you know, instead of, because you go out and toys are expensive. And, you know, that can be a real sort of budget breaker, especially when you're looking at things that are getting kids ready for kindergarten, blocks and hand-eye coordination and social and emotional skills. So that's one of the services that we offer. And then for childcare providers, we have our resource room. It's also available to parents for $25 a year, and it's $40 a year for childcare providers. But it's everything from bulletin board paper, laminating, die cuts. We loan out computers. They have to be used in our office, but you can copy and print. We have a bookbinding machine. We have a lot of really cool stuff that, you know, as I'm sure everyone can imagine, teachers are not paid that great. So this is sort of our way to work with preschool teachers and childcare providers to make sure that they're able to decorate and sort of make those educational posters and activities for the kids that they serve without having to take a ton of money out of their own pocket.
Wow. There's a ministry that my wife and I have put together. It's going on, I think it's 19 years now. It's called What About the Children? And it was, one of the things which talking to them about biblical things and having fun. I mean, I'm a child in my own heart. I like to play around with my children, and my wife's not into all that playing, but I am too, playing with them. And so what they're doing with children and getting into their mind. You said a key thing, I'm going to come back to that, is really working with them while they're young. But what about the children ministry really is basic on working with them, playing arts and craft, things like that. And I'm quite sure with the daycares and the providers, these are things, they have resources to help bring that stuff back to the daycare or the provider. And I heard something you mentioned that it's a small fee, which average of nothing, which $25 for the parent per year. I mean, my goodness, that's like $2 a month.
And that's just if they want to use the professional sort of resources. If they want to come in and make, a matching card game for their child, or a poster that sort of details different time schedules of at 8 a.m. we do this, and at 11 a.m. we do this. So children, depending on the different ways that they learn, that can be sort of visually helpful for them. That's $25 a year, but just to come and simply check out all of our fun toys and games and stuff, as long as you we have an office in Greenville for Pitt County, an office in Williamston for Martin County. As long as you're a caregiver of a child birth through 5 and you live in one of those 2 counties, you can come to our office and do that for free.
And so we're going to make sure that they hear us clearly. You got to be a caregiver. This is not open for, hey, I want to find something to do with my child. I'm going to go there and pay the $25 or $40. And no, got to be a caregiver or to be a part of this program. But they have other programs you guys have, and that's open to the community. Let me come back, because I was going to say, what about the children really deal with the mind? You mentioned that by working with the children at early mind setting, and I know that you guys are working with Imagination Library. I'm not going to take the thunder. I'm going to throw that right back at you. Could you share that with us a little bit?
Absolutely. And just to say one thing really quick, so for caregiver, we just mean parent, aunt, uncle, grandpa, grandma, as long as you sort of, we say have a child.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's any community member, as long as you can be a teacher, you can be a parent, you can be a foster parent. If you have, you spend the weekends with your grandbaby, you can come get a free parent membership. But yeah, we were super excited in, I believe it was 2017, the state legislature decided to work with our state organization, which is Smart Start / the North Carolina Partnership for Children, to fund Dolly Parton Imagination Library across the state.
Awesome.
It's amazing. So we're able to receive that funding and then partner with the United Way to be able to register families for Dolly Parton Imagination Library. So again, if you have a child, birth through 5, you sign them up and they receive for free, no strings attached, 1 book every month until they turn 5.
Wow.
It's amazing, and it's such a cool program that we are so proud to be able to offer for families in our community, just the importance of early literacy and making sure that families, the access that, my first word was book. I never had to worry about whether or not there were books my family was reading to me, the privilege of being able to have that consistently in my life growing up. But I feel like it's so important for our community to recognize that that is not something every family can say. And so being able to meet families where they're at and provide this resource of, if you want to create a library for your child, this is the an amazing way to do so, between being able to come and check out books and toys and games from our lending library, but also through Dolly Parton. Your child is able to take and keep these books. They're addressed with your child's name on them. They come straight to them. It's super cute, and a lot of parents are like, my child's so excited. They wait that day on the month, and they're like, where's my book? It has my name on it. And that's such an exciting thing to see families that are really able to take this and develop those early literacy behaviors with their child and be able to read with them and develop those important early literacy skills. And it's amazing.
Wow. And the books are free for them.
The books are free.
Wow.
It's the same as our lending library. We say free, and there is no strings attached. We're not going to ask you for money. You're never going to get anything. No bill, no nothing. So it's really right. It's a great, and it's something that it is for every family. It is not income based. It is not anything like that. It's awesome. Anyone that wants to come and use it, as long as you have a child birth through 5, we are
entitled to.
Come join us. So.
Wow. And it's amazing. I'm glad some folks probably listening to this for the first time and knowing that the service that you guys provide, dear. And you have a whole lot to give out. I'm not going to steal no more of your time. I want you to tell us. I'm going to. You have the Kid Fest.
We do have Kids Fest.
I'll let you talk about the Kid Fest.
Yep.
You also have another program, and I want you to talk about the Kid Fest and other programs that you like to get out, because I don't want to steal any more time. Because you have a lot to give us, and we want to try to get as much as we can for the community.
We appreciate it. So Kids Fest is our big annual sort of, I call it like a trade show style event almost. Mm-hmm. We take over the entire convention center in the middle of the spring, normally late March, early April. We do one in Martin County as well as Pitt County. So we partner with a bunch of community organizations to really bring hands-on fun and learning activities for families in our community. Everything from health and wellness and physical activity to summer camps and games that you can play with your child. This past year we had a Time for Science come out and do the planetarium, which I didn't get to see. I didn't get to sit in there, and I was so upset because it's so cool looking. But just really sort of partnering with local community organizations to sort of create that support system for families and not only give families something fun to do with their child, but also allow them to connect with resources that can help them, again, getting their child ready for kindergarten.
Wow.
So it's amazing. We also we started a few years ago doing a touch-a-truck in the fall. This year we're changing things up a little bit. It's going to be Saturday, October 12th from 10 until 2 at 5 Points Plaza in Uptown Greenville. Previously, we had done pre-sale tickets and then day of tickets, but one of the things that we've really tried to redo and focus on is access to fun, age-appropriate, interactive activities for families. And so this year, instead of doing tickets, what we're going to do is an entry by donation, sort of a pay what you want.
Wow.
We really just want to connect these experiences with families and really get the word out about what we do, but also be able to give families something free, essentially, and fun to do with their kids, as well as give them a behind-the-scenes look at some of the cool stuff that goes on with tractors and the fire department and the police department and buses. And it's really cool because you have kids that last year we had one kid that was like, I want to drive a recycling truck. And this kid was like so excited about the fact that they got to talk to someone who drives a recycling truck for the city for a living. And that was such a cool thing because that might not be something that they're able to do and talk to this person otherwise. So also just sort of giving people, we love the Pitt County sheriffs come out, and being able to sort of create those community relationships with kids at a young age with all of these different organizations that sort of give them a look at how the city works, what goes on behind the scenes, and sort of just foster that creativity and that excitement about what they may want to do later in life. But we also, like I said, we wanted to make it something that, regardless of access, that it was sort of open to everyone. So
you make it fun. I mean, you're bringing me to. I mean, you bring out the child of some of our
very
adults.
excited. I get so excited. They let me like honk the horn for the fire truck, and that is pretty much the most exciting part of my day. It's like, can I touch the fire truck? They're like, come touch the fire truck. I was like, yes. So that's always, it's like, it brings out the little kid, I feel like, in everyone, which is always so much fun. Like, you get to enjoy the fun little things in life, and it's the little stuff. So all the kids, it's so cute to be able to see that.
Now, people listen to this broadcast, they probably got their pen and paper ready to get some telephone numbers and website. Could you share us on how do we, because you have not one, 2 locations.
We do have 2 locations.
Okay.
We do.
And I don't know if you have both location numbers, but
I do.
Awesome.
I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
So
how can I get in contact with
so
this resource?
In Greenville, we are located at 111 Eastbrook Drive. So if you're familiar with Mazalon, the Mexican restaurant, we are right behind that. Very good food. And then you can call us for our Greenville office at 252-758-8885. And then in Williamston, our office actually just moved a few doors down. We are still in the Telecenter, which is on East Boulevard, right behind the Bojangles down there. And our phone number is 252-789. Am I going to get this right? And I want to make sure that I do. I'm going to double check, because I don't want to tell people the wrong thing. Yep, 789-4911. So we are open in Greenville. That's another thing of access on Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 to 5. Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So for people who work later hours, for providers who might work later, they can come in at a later hour. And then on Fridays, we're open from 8 to noon. In Williamston, we're open 8 to 5, Monday through Thursday, and then 8 to noon on Friday.
Now, I'm going to ask a question that
Absolutely.
You probably don't know I was going to ask this, but I need to ask, do you guys accept donations? Because there may be somebody listening at this broadcast say, I love what you're doing. And, one of the things that I learned years ago, you want to make sure you're sowing on good grounds.
Yes.
And just somebody listening, bro, my children is grown, gone, married, with children, and I want to see whether I'm able to contribute something to help these children. Would you guys take donations?
Absolutely.
Good.
Always.
And how can we send our money?
Just come by or call us. We are actually in the process of getting a brand new website. So we're very excited about that. So hopefully that's in the next few days, in the next week or so that we'll have a brand new sort of look and feel to that as well. Make it easier if people want to do donations online as well. Our website is www.mpfc.org. So it's just our initials, Martin-Pitt Partnership for Children. So.
Wow. Well, we're not finished. I just want to share with the audience, one of the things when we are involved with our children, children doesn't come with a manual. And I'm so glad that there's resources for us to get this type of information to help with our children. I'm really grateful to knowing that this agency is out there. And for those who are listening to this broadcast, whether you are daycare provider, and if you have a child or a grandchild you caring for $25, there's things you can do to help your child with information, a library. I mean, please take advantage of this type of opportunities that is out there. Kid Fest. They have Kid Fest. They have all type of folks out there. She just mentioned about the new program. Well, they made a change on the tons of truck where come and bring what you want, because the key is about bringing the folks to have fun with it. And that is so important. And I gotta say, man, I'm so happy to know you and all the things you do, and pitting out into the community, what your guys are doing. Because you're in Pitt County, you're in Martin County. I know you have the free activities resource guide, which the health, you'll be doing health, wellness, development, millstone, the community resource overhaul, family success. And this is, you can get this kind of information. It's on the website. In the Greenville. So much you guys are doing with this here. You want to touch on that just a little bit?
That'd be amazing. So we were so lucky to receive a grant from the Community Development Block Grant Program through the City of Greenville. We have a program called Parents as Teachers. It's a home visiting program that really focuses on overall family success. We have parent educators that work one-on-one with families. They go into the home and meet with families one-on-one on meeting developmental milestones and helping address any sort of challenging behaviors or just stress factors that might be going on, connecting families with resources in the community. So our goal with the funding that we received is we are doing a modified Parents as Teachers program.
Awesome.
It's going to be for City of Greenville residents with children birth through 5. They do have to meet income requirements based on HUD. And so I believe it's low to moderate income level. And if they want to call us, we can tell them exactly what those different limits are. It's based on the number of people in your family. But it's going to be a few different group activities per month. So a family, for example, can join. We're starting in September and going until June. And each month we will have activities that families will come to, everything from dental screenings, thanks to Dr. Vinson, the new dentist at the Pitt County Health Department, and Smile Safari. We love her. Different organizations. We are going to do, hopefully, like speech pathology and language screenings. We want to do fitness classes, nutrition classes, building a budget for your family, developing, information and resources on how to have productive and calm conversations when you're struggling with something, making sure that if you have a need for food or affordable housing or anything like that, that you have the resources, that you know where to go and you have someone that you can call. Help with job skills and communication and listening skills and home safety trainings and positive discipline. And our goal is really to meet families where they're at and work with them on some of the things that are just, we know, stressful when you're raising a child. Like you said, there is no manual. Nothing is, there is no set path. And we really want to not only connect families with resources, but also just sort of create a support system for families that they're able to come together and get to know one another and realize, hey, I'm going through this with my child and someone else is too. And like we were talking about before the show started, is just having someone that you feel like you can call. Yes. And so many people don't have that. And especially here where you might not have family in town, you might be new, you might not know exactly what the resources available are or how to even go about searching for them. And that's something that we really are so excited for this program. We really think that it's going to be a really great resource. We're partnering with, I've had meetings with the West Greenville Health Council and talked about it with Jermaine McNair with NC Civil and all of the amazing different, Greenville Housing Authority has our flyers, and really just trying to connect with families and give them the resources and fun stuff that they can do with their kids that's fun and educational.
Well, I'm going to say, I know this is not enough time for us to get everything through the broadcast. You have been a fantastic guest on this show.
Thank you so much.
Man, thank you for the things you're doing.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I do know service is the rent we pay for the space we take up on earth. Thank you for your service.
Thank you so much.
That
Thank
you're
you.
doing. And as you have listened to the Community Unity broadcast, a lot of information. Your telephone number is 252-758.
8885.
Get in contact. If you want to make a monetary donation, stop by the office and they give you a tour. Take a look and see what's out there.
Visit.
We just want to thank you again for being on our broadcast. We thank you for y'all listening to this broadcast. Share the information with other people. This is an opportunity to give back to the community. This is an opportunity to help your community. God bless, and we'll see you on the next broadcast.